You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Victorious 89.1 WAAP.
Your unity in the community station.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on the Powerhouse Radio station are those of the host, guests, and callers, are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other hosts or advertisers. The show, found on the Powerhouse Radio station, can promote any lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to treat, diagnose, and or claim any cure of disease or conditions. Opinions stated by various contributors to the Powerhouse Radio and its programming are not to be considered as endorsed by the Powerhouse Radio station. Visitors are urged to use their own discernment to draw their own conclusion. We emphasize the importance of keeping an open mind.
One by One Kia full range of products embodies fundamental nutrients necessary to maintain beautiful and healthy hair care without having to combine an assortment of hair care products. The One by One Kia products are designed to rejuvenate, moisturize, create shine, fortify, and stimulate hair growth while leaving your hair feeling weightless and luxurious. Be sure to visit our website at www.onebywankaya.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at One by One Kia. Let's get your healthy hair care journey started today.
All about the Reasoning Thursdays each and every Thursdays right here on the Powerhouse of Radio with yours truly, Lady D, Mama Acid Queen, and the Respecta each and every Thursday from 8 p.m. until we say when. They're having some late start, but you know, when they sleep good, it good enough. When they sleep good, it good enough. What's up, people? How you all are doing?
Grateful to be here.
All right. Lady Queen, unmute. Lady Queen. Well, the Respecta, how you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Doing well. Well, that's a good thing. There's nothing better than when we are doing well. Lady Queen, what's up? Let me unmute Queen. Oh, Queen mute her own self, so she has to unmute herself.
She look. What is she doing? Is she got a special plan going on?
I don't know what she's doing. Oh, she's off. I don't know what Lady Queen is doing, but we waiting for her to log back on, get on with us, and yeah, it's another Thursday. It is another Thursday, so we want to welcome. Definitely wants to welcome each and everyone to another Reasoning Thursdays. So share the link if you've gotten the links. Share the links and the guys and gals, I've sent you all some links as well. Mama Acid and the Respect to Queen, I sent you all the links. You can go on and give out those links. Yes, so big shouts to each and everyone. How are you all doing? Hope that you all are fantabulously fabuloso. Yeah, numbers right here as normally is 706-955-2001. And we'll give it out when we open the line. We're gonna most definitely get those lines open today. Share the link, please share the link. And while you're sharing the link, once you're logging on, you just hit that like button on Facebook or on YouTube. And if not, then just have everyone just sign on via our YouTube channel, or just listen to us live on our regular stations. Telephone lines at 667-930-9036, or also on our telephone lines at I'm sorry, our website at www.dapowerhouseradio.com, or also through our TuneIn app. You could check us out through that way as well. So you have a lot of ways. Also, Victorious 89.1 FM, the website, and also the terrestrial radio. All that is up closer to the north. I want to say massive shout and big ups to you, Conyers, Covington, Macon, all of those areas. Want to say massive shouts to you, man. We have some interesting. We're staying steady with the topic today that we feel that yeah, is of the utmost important, and for all whom is from Jamaica, we know that Jamaica is of utmost importance to each and every one of us. So we're gonna reason on our country today. And it is anyone listening? One of our topics is called Is Anyone Listening? What do Jamaica want now? So we're having talks on Prime Minister and the Jamaican government, right? And tools of the Bible they're using to rule, using tools of the Bible to rule. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting, very interesting. So welcome once again, welcome once again, Queen.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yay!
Hear
Loud and
you.
clear.
Got it
We
fixed.
we could have we could have always heard you. We just muted you because you were rattling in the background there.
No, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good
And
that
it
you.
seemed like, yeah,
Uh,
and I thought maybe y'all couldn't hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, okay. We're just gonna dive
Okay.
because we're a whole and we're an entire half an hour late. My fault, my fault. So I'll take it. My sleep did good, the sleep did sweet.
No, we just on CP time.
Mama
Oh,
said,
look,
Mama asked,
we go when the wind blows.
It's true. We when we're island people. Why not?
Mama asked, and say to our listeners, how about that?
Okay, so I would like to say from everyone at DA Powerhouse Radio and all of the families who support us that we send our sincerest condolences to Lady D and also to Queen because they've had another loss in their family. We want you to know we love you and we definitely have you in our hearts tonight.
All right. Well, we thank you, and we thank the Powerhouse Radio for that
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Thank you. And while we're giving out prayers of comfort, I want to say
yeah,
prayers of comfort to you, Nakia. On the it's a young lady and her brother, her entire family that we incorporated as well as a family. And Nakia and my niece are like the best of friends, sisters, and all. We've had them since they've been like 6 years old. Well, Orlando, the brother passed away, and we just want to send condolences to the whole Griffin family as well. So, yeah, it's another rough week, but God always sees us through, So we thank God for that. Queen, you want to say hello to your listeners? Thank you again, Mama Acid. Queen, you want to say hello to your listeners?
woo. Um, welcome to another segment of Reasoning Thursday. I hope that whatever we bring to you can help you in some ways to understand what's going on back home in Jamaica, and not just Jamaica, but in the governments in general. America, Jamaica, um, and what's going on in the world. So I'm glad that you guys can join us, and we thank you for listening every Thursday. So again, welcome.
All right. Cool. The Respecta. You want to say hello to
Yes,
your
as
listeners?
always, I thank the listeners for joining us. Don't be afraid of calling in.
Mhm.
Speak your mind.
Mhm.
I want to big up a big man named King Bantan, who has been doing some good work for humanity. But that's yourself, brother.
Mhm.
Right. Bless up King Bantan. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, well, we're gonna kick it off and our
We
top
got one more we got to send out
go ahead.
to the family and fans and friends of Annie Mae Bullock, Bach, Tina Turner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It takes me to a point in my childhood when I met her, and I have to tell you that I was really taken when they said that she finally succumbed to intestinal cancer. So, for those who are listening, please let your doctor give you Cologuard. It is not difficult. You just poop in the cup, put it back in the box. UPS will pick it up, and your doctor will give you the results. She said that her kidneys would not have failed had she paid attention to her stress level and her blood pressure because she had kidney failure and she was able to get a kidney from her husband. So she went through a lot. And for a person who has become such a world loved performer, she transitioned from being a performer who we saw dancing across the stage at 60 years old with Beyonce, which kind of blew my mind, and making hit records that we would never be able to. They can't be replaced. She only made all of her songs are classics. So I just want to say to the Bach family and to the people like myself who love Tina, the people who knew her, the people who didn't get to know her, she was not just a legend, she was ours. And Tina, we love you and we will miss you, baby.
Yes, yes. And since we're
Mhm.
bringing Tina, also sending out condolences to Boom Dynamite's family and colleagues and friends as well. He passed away on Sunday, so I'm definitely sending out prayers to that family as well. But yeah, the topics at hand is anyone listening, what do Jamaica want now? Can you all want to start elaborating on what Jamaica wants starts now? Who want to kick it off? I'm gonna move away for just a second. So I'm gonna ask the Queen, the Respecter, you have the floor, okay?
Queen, let Queen kick it off.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I researched this and I found there are several things that Jamaican want. And I'm going to give you about eight of them, but they're real quick. I'm just going to give it to you. I'm not going to go into the definition of it. But the first one is they want to be recognized of the colonial past. Okay. The second one is country wants to break away from the monarch control. Number three, deflation on cost of living. Mm. Number four, they want the foreigners not to take over the ganja market.
Yay!
Number five, they want to roll back parliament salary increase.
Yep.
Temporarily will
Yep.
not do. They want it completely dissolved.
Right, right.
Number six, answer on the Okay, on the mortality rate. Okay, they want answers on the mortality rate because there's so many people dying, and they want to know why. They want accountability
a
from,
real number
yes,
too. A real number.
yes, from the government. Number 8. Okay. Number 7. That there should be an evaluation and accountability to all public employees and government workers, and that includes the head of the state. And number 8, they want public to have a greater say in the what they're doing with this constitution, to represent the constitution. They want the public to have greater say in that. And those were the ones that I came up with through my research. And we can elaborate on them or whatever you guys want to do.
It
Or
was
if you have more
one
to
other
add,
one.
want to add more.
One other one.
Okay.
Okay, I talked to Willie Chin almost on a daily basis, and he was there at the conference when they were
Mhm.
having these discussions, and he told me that one of the things that people are really angry about is corruption, because
Yeah.
nobody trusts anybody, not
Yeah.
anywhere. Everybody feels like there's too much. I got to pay you to do this. Why should I have to pay you if
Mhm.
you got a salary? Especially if you somebody who's supposed to be accountable to the public anyway, like in a public safety or a political position. Why would you think someone should pay you to do your job? What is going on?
Okay.
Excuse me, I get excited when I think about these things.
So that's
You know,
9. So that's 9 so far.
the one thing,
Respecta, what you have on your sleeve, or up your sleeve.
well, well, what Jamaicans want is really not my topic. You know what I want to say. What poor people in Jamaica want. Those people in
Okay.
Jamaica who is not considered, who is still suffering, and who walk miles to some water. Jesus Christ, the people them who can eat more than one meal a day, and the government, rich people know about these areas, and all them can talk about is what government I get, what politician I get. Them, it's a recycling every single year. Them play this game to keep the poor people blocked out and beat down. And poor people really not have a voice because them talk to themselves and to them neighbor. And the foreigners wouldn't know family members and friends not chip in and send them out change and here. Them dead.
Mhm.
All them try, then get pushed back. So my concern is for those in Jamaica who not have it, but them still survive because them have some form of strength, special strength, encouragement from people like me. So those in Jamaica who are in the rich and middle class areas who don't give a damn about the poor and needy neighborhoods. Shame and disgrace for them. And government to fall. I mean that from my heart. Time the government, a change in government. I don't understand. I must stop right there. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
No, but it's true because right now I was also watching something where they were talking about this one individual. He was telling you how much it cost him every day to go to work and back home. And he said that um he pays $480 for a box meal for lunch. Well, first in the morning he paid $190 for the toll to get where he was going. Then he had $480 he spent for box meal for lunch. When he was going back, he ended up getting a patty too in the morning. Then once he was heading back home, he ended up paying $600 because it was rush hour, and he paid $600 in tolls. It was a total, he said, of 1,500 and change, right? He ended up paying for 1 day. So they're saying what their question is, how can we do this? So this is what one of the ones. How can we how can we manage it on the income that we are getting, because remember they got a little increase in the hourly wages, but it wasn't much. So folks have to think about how they're gonna do this. So with this coin thing that's coming up in Jamaica, they're also wondering how they're gonna do that. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that they want. They want to know how they're gonna put that coin out there when sometime someone have to sell. All they have to do is sell three mangoes to get a little change to eat dinner. So so they're saying, how are they gonna change the currency? Not currency, not gonna be currency anymore. You know what I mean? So how can they do this? So these are some of the ones they want to know. They want accountability. What is going on really in Jamaica? Because there's a lot of backdoor in the window things. You hear this and you hear that and rumors, a lot of rumors and rumors, but nothing concrete. So those are the things that the people they want to know. You know what I mean? And the Spectre said something a while ago, which is even part of the our talk, where we're saying, is anyone listening? And that's important. That's the first part of the question. Is anyone listening? What does Jamaica want? Is anyone listening? Who is listening really? You know, the politicians are not. One or two bloggers might, but who is listening?
And you know what, Queen?
Yeah.
When a real Jamaicans who really are go through rough life, when them
Hmm.
start to make their voices heard, because of circumstances, they are being looked down on. They're not being seen or heard. And
Right.
this is a time when every community, every neighborhood should be able to stand back and have a man or woman who call himself preacher, who said God put them in a position to preach the word. And them out there on the front line challenging government. But all of them only have power inside the church. Them not do nothing outside the church. Them not walk the neighborhood and try help look at youth them, help the poor people them, speak for them. And those things need to change. Change. Because truly, those who also scam, and them really are here but mama and dada. Even total stranger. I keep food on them table and so forth. And the bad man and bad woman, them I help out the community. I know the church, not the government. So enough changes need to come. I'm kind of disappointed in the athletes them and the entertainer them. I'm not call out them names. All of the big name artists them. Them have the power to step the government down to XYZ. Now but I call them name because that's already. So
Uh, well,
change ever come, man. Real change ever come.
Okay, so I just want to just say, because I'm always contrary, but I'm not trying to be. I had to follow the steps because I didn't see how this was connecting together. And when I followed the steps, I got a little more angry because the first thing that I saw was that instead of the government working to neutralize this disparity of amount, they were doing nothing other than basically having discussions saying that they were going to handle it, but handle it how and when. And what about the people who my real issue is, how do you, the person in charge of the country, tell everybody how much the increase is going to be, and then you all of a sudden decide the increase is not going to happen? Does the parliament not have some power for the decisions that are made in the country? Or is it just that the parliament, as I have said over and over, is just a patsy for whatever it is he wants to do? Which is why I feel we really do need to have this discussion about using the Bible to rule the country. Because at this point, that's what they're doing. They're basically making everybody sit back and pretend like we don't see what's happening. We don't see the graph. We don't see the corruption. We don't see that the person who makes the most out of everybody in the country doubled his salary. And the people who don't get hardly anything, they got like less than 40% increase about 2 weeks ago. How do you give somebody who only makes about 2 or 3,000 a month? Now that's a random figure, but there are people who are down in that range, and you give them a 40% increase. What is that going to do to them? It's not going to give them enough to even be able to pay the additional money that they're going to have to deal with all these extra things. Jamaica is expensive. I don't care what anybody says. I've been a lot of places and I've shopped all over the globe. I've shopped for food everywhere. And I'm going to tell you, Jamaica's expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. Jamaica is expensive. And when we look at it as being expensive, it's because I feel that a lot of these stores and business there is basing their price really like American price. Because as I've stated before on this program, um, plenty of time I've gone into the supermarkets there and see certain items that I will have here and I would purchase here. And then when I go there and I check out the two prices, I mean, in Jamaica is even more expensive than what I buy it here in America for some items. And there's one and two items that are a little bit less. So yeah, it is expensive. But sometimes persons would say expensive to who? Because some people are shopping at price whatever that place is, and they are eating every day at KFC. And there was a time when persons would say they instead of spending and buying all these fast foods and stuff, go down the yard and cook and those things. But I mean,
But the
some
thing about
persons
it,
will
Lady
say
D,
who.
with the cooking,
Okay, there you go. Right,
with the
go ahead,
cooking,
Respecter, and then I want to say something after you finish.
Go
the
ahead.
thing about it, the average family can go and shop for the week. And when them do buy some food to go cook, if I left over them not on fridge and them thing, if it's store it, then I risk the chance that the food spoil. There's a whole lot of reason why they have to pinch and just buy as they need every day, buy as they need, just enough, you know, so not go waste. It's rough, man. It's really rough and tough for them.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Someone like myself that used to be in Jamaica for all 3-4 months at a time, you know, um definitely. I'm not saying that those obstacles are not there. What I'm saying is that's what a lot of persons are thinking, that when you go on the line, when you go to these fast food places, the lines are so long and the price, it's just like a KFC up here. The costs are almost the same thing. So a lot of people that I've heard, a lot of persons I heard speak is like, okay, so y'all are having all this hard time, some of the money that y'all are spending on these fast food places. Um, you all need to take it to go buy those 2 nights worth of dinner versus taking it to buy one night dinner. So, and I understand what your statement on that the Respecta in regards to no fridge and stuff like that. But right now, I think it's kind of rare that most households are without fridge unless they're in a lot of dire situation and way out in some boondocks country area that some persons don't have that basic necessity of a fridge. Um, but it doesn't matter here or there. The cost of living is high.
Very high, very high.
The money that is being paid is not conducive to the cost of living. I just made that comment, that statement, because that statement that people are using and using to say that instead of the one meal, you can get the two meals. But still, in all, it's why not be able to treat ourselves even one time for the month or two times for the month?
True
Why
that,
should
true
we
that,
not
true
be
that,
able
true
to
that.
treat ourselves? So the government definitely, for me, needs to step up on the minimum wage, and I understand the backlash as to what they're saying in regards to the minimum wage. When you raise minimum wage, it may lead to a lot of persons being laid off because they're unable to the establishments that are there. Either most would say they can't afford to pay a higher wage. It's almost the same thing here in America, where they're fighting to raise minimum wage as well here. And a lot of employees and stuff is saying that we really can't afford that. It's going to bankrupt us because the government is not making up that money, or the clients or
They not correcting the price imbalance. They not correcting the fact that people don't make enough money to match the price of inflation that occurs in the market, such as at the supermarket, such as when you pay your rent, such as when you pay your phone bill, such as when you buy gasoline.
exactly.
All of that is way higher than the amount of money that people are making. That's what causes the inflection. That's why right now Jamaica is getting ready to go into a contraction. And I have never said that about Jamaica. But I'm telling you, it's getting ready to happen.
Well, let's hope if
I
it
don't
does, it's
doubt it.
only in the rich and middle class areas.
Well, as what most of them are saying right now is that the middle class right now seems to be being depleted. You know,
Okay, is that because of the crime, or is that because of like all of these problems that we see? Because I really still have to drag us right back to where we were last week when we talked about the state of emergency in Jamaica and how it doesn't make any sense. And then all of a sudden you get this travel warning from the US consulate. But listen, I checked
Which
Canada,
is
I checked
bullcrap.
UK. They did not issue one from the UK. They didn't issue one from China. They didn't issue one from Canada. So I'm curious to understand why America issued it, other than to try to prevent US dollars from getting into the Jamaican market right now, because Jamaica is being subjected to American dirt. And I'm talking about political dirt. Most people don't understand that right now America is in Jamaica with the CIA, not just building prisons, but building a whole infrastructure to actually disenfranchise people, because they want to do American style policing in Jamaica, and Jamaica wants it. And if that happens, we're going to see a whole lot more deaths than we see now.
Those, who-
Unfortunately, I
tho-
didn't get to hear a lot of what Queen said because, as I said, I had to step away from the mic. But the Respecta, you were just going to say something.
yeah, this, what Mama Asid said, this will frustrate anybody. Anybody who are not frustrated, who knows Jamaica and know what's going on in Jamaica, love Jamaica, you're going to be frustrated because you know they're playing such a dirty game. And there's not one politician or government official, anybody in Jamaica can intervene in America, anything America is doing, or China. And Jamaica just make itself so open and listening ears from America, China, Canada, whoever put, them knows in a Jamaica business. And it's sad that Andrew Holness was somebody who 2 years ago I saw him did a speech in St. Thomas.
Call it neocolonialism.
And the man did such a 360 turn from being this man about the people. Nobody's gonna come to Jamaica and man change 365 degrees. And it's all about, I think, some form of threat. That whoever have the power to come to Jamaica and get in the ears and face of these government officials, prime ministers, it's something deeper than me even think. Because a
Well,
good man or a good woman don't
you
hurt easily.
you see what? Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we could always.
Okay. You see, the thing is that right now it's alleged, right, that there are 9 churches in Jamaica that collected money from the GBC group. Okay. Um, and this is what's going on. Like we talked about the corruption and all that's going on in Jamaica. They're trying to get rid of the middle class. They want it just to be the upper class, which is the rich, or the poor. You're either upper, the one top. This is all through the crypto. They're doing all of this because of the cryptocurrency. Okay. Now, I was watching something with the director of the National Integrity Action Group, and it's like one of the individual was saying that the cryptocurrency could be good and it could be bad, you know, and if there's a balance, then why not use it? But then again, like this one, she also said, this is Daniel S. Archer, okay, and she's an attorney, and I think she is the ed one now. She's the principal director now of the National Integrity Action Group, and what she's saying is that she said they are now working, and quite a bit of them are working. She said the head of in the group within the group is 6, but they have 100 strong all over, right? People that are working towards changing the laws and what's going on in Jamaica. And what they started to do is going into different parishes to have town hall meeting and talk to the people and meet them. They're taking it in because they're saying since they can't come to Kingston, they're gonna take it to the countryside. So that's a good thing. I think of, and I'm hoping that this will help somewhat. And they're also asking for the constitution. They're also asking for everyone, the public, to be included in the changes that are being put forth into the constitution. But everybody, there's so much threat out for with president. I mean, with prime minister. There's so much threat out there for him.
Queenie,
It's every day
I
there's
gotta
a threat
stop you.
coming in.
I gotta stop you. Do you know how many threats I got today? One of my enemies actually came out of their house while I was outside working with a sharp tool and walked past me. And I didn't strike them. Let me tell you something. The threat level is imaginary because nobody cares about Andrew other than the people he's making money with. And right now, who's threatening him? The Mexicans and the Chinese. Oh, and the CIA. Now, threat level, Let's talk about the importation of all these weapons into Jamaica. Because I said importation.
Well, is your thought that it's the CIA and so on?
The Chinese are working with the CIA, bringing in these printers and making hybrid weapons.
Well, it's alleged.
It's not alleged. They already caught the weapons. They done already caught a bunch of them. It is so bad right now. They are taking orders for weapons in color. You want a 9 millimeter in green, gold, and black? No problem. Come back in 2 days and bring cash.
It's alleged that it's coming from whom you stated that it coming from. Until you
It's
have
being made in Jamaica, and the only place you can get the resin is from China. I did the full investigation.
okay, but
If
what
anybody wants to see it, all of the information, including the information on tracking the plastic directly from China, all of it is on my blog at asidchemist.tumblr.com. Go over there and see it for yourself.
but on this program, when we don't have concrete proof and no one has been
This
charged,
came out of
no one has been charged and
Yep.
convicted of this crime, it is always alleged. So
Okay.
we are putting it out there,
Okay.
YouTube, and we are
Alleged.
putting it out there.
It is alleged.
That that's what your thought is. That's what your
But
feelings are based off of your research. That's all I'm
but
saying,
lady,
Acid. Let's
Okay.
not go there.
Okay.
Say,
lady,
okay. All right.
lady,
Yes. Go ahead.
thank you for your leadership. But it's kind of sad that we can't speak our mind and just spit it out there like it is, because it's just so much dirt
And
to
there's
these
and
government
there's
officials for the world. It's
and the
sad.
respecter, with all due respect, um, uh, it's not where a person or any of us cannot speak our mind, but when you're on certain platform, you also have to know what you're saying. So if you're speaking your mind and you don't have, no one has been convicted, charged on a crime, it is an allegation. It is an allegation, and that's how we must present it. It's not, it's our belief does not necessarily mean that's the way it is. So you can speak your mind, but you definitely still have to make sure you know what you're saying when you're saying it on certain platforms. That's what I'm saying. So speak your minds and put the correct ad libs on top of it. How about that?
Correct. And for the
Correct.
first time in my life,
Codicils are cool.
this week,
Codicils are
this
all right.
week is the first time I listened to watch so much news about Jamaica. This is the first time in my life. For the whole week, I've been watching nothing but Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. And so on American news, CNN, MSNBC, there are things out there concerning Jamaica. And it's really sad that even myself, because I have loved one and I'm not ready to leave this world, but you can't really speak, even when it's truth. Like you're saying, you know, we have to be careful because
There's just it's and
people
yeah,
don't
it's
care about people.
yeah, you have to be careful, but I'm not even speaking on the carefulness, I'm speaking on the censorship. So there's we can always get across our point by using the correct verbiage. And and Mama Acid knows that. But Mama Acid sometime getting her radical stage. And you know, we have to always come back. So definitely speak your truth to what you're seeing, because yeah, there's a lot of effery going on in Jamaica and through the government. We don't see that bold facedly in our face, because if you are so bold to raise your pays to over 200%, especially in this hardship of people not being able to feed themselves, without children being able to get the proper education, without there being the proper medical attentions and equipment that are there
Mhm.
on the island, for you to take a $200 pay hike for yourself and your party, that is
200%. 200%.
that is a slap. That's what I said, 200%.
Mhm.
That is a slap in the face of the people of Jamaica. But why the people of Jamaica continues to get slapped in the face? They continue to get slapped in the face because they do nothing about it. I've been watching all of these protests for the last couple of days since this um this announcement of a pay hike, and the amount of participants that are out there standing up and fighting for and should be there to fight for their rights or not. So if they're not out there, even today, I was watching one this morning. There was not even 50 persons out there. It doesn't matter where you are at rurally, you all collectively put together a march. If a march is going on in Kingston at 8 o'clock, put on a march in Falmouth at 8 o'clock. Put on a march in Westmoreland at 8 o'clock. Put on a march in Manchester at 8 o'clock. So all of you all are sending the same message. But when there's a group of less than 50, what type of impact do you think you can make? Yes, because a lot of persons in the diaspora is speaking out. Now Andrew has rolled back his, and then to go on with Mark Golden's rollback, he has decided to come. Well, it's alleged, I allege that because of Mark Golden's rollback, that is now why he comes and he rolls back. And then this afternoon, before I kindly took a nap, I saw where the entire MP salaries has been rolled back. So
Well, did you hear the announcement yesterday where the educational system, they called the what they call it, oh lordy, they have a name that they call it, but anyway, and they're doing it district by district and parish by parish. So like they say, St. Anne, St. James, Hanover, on Tuesday we're gonna all teachers is like a walkout strikeout,
okay, well that
because I heard on the same podcast they were interviewing people, and I heard one of the ladies said it make no sense sending your child to school because no teachers won't be there. So this happened like 2 days ago. I don't know if you all had ever heard about it, Lady D or Mama Acid, but it's a memorandum or something like that. They called for,
memorandum.
because what happened, they want the whole thing to be reversed, the money that they had gotten and whatever they had decided on, they want it all reversed.
Well,
So
that's
they've been fighting for that lately,
well,
recently.
that's
So
my
they call something, the head one for the educational system called, and they're doing it though by parish, parish by parish by parish, and they tell you the date, and then all the parishes is going to meet on the 31st in Kingston. So all the teachers from all the parishes, there won't be any school, they're all going to meet in Kingston on the 31st of June. I don't know if
You
you
know what?
heard that.
Dangerous.
That's
That's
gonna be
dangerous.
wild.
Mm.
And I kind of smell something really bad about that. That's dangerous. Just think about no schools and all these kids on the street. It's something bad about to happen. And I just feel like foreign countries, this is my take on it. Alleged, my take. Somebody's trying to destroy from country to country black folks. It's gonna be a terrible thing if they do this. And Jamaicans need to really take Queen Ifrica serious. Y'all got a leader in Queen Ifrica because she's putting her time and effort.
yeah.
That her voice, using her platform, reaching out to Jamaica. And the government is listening to her. So y'all need to recognize and give her what she needs to keep going for the betterment of Jamaica.
Yeah, they have a
But
lot
no
of
Yeah.
school, no teachers, that's a very dangerous thing. Promise you. It's gonna be chaos in the streets.
yeah, they have a lot of
And there's somebody waiting to load up guns to these
Mm.
young kids.
yeah, they have a lot of activists.
Mm.
Um Tanya Stevens says some good things too. And right now,
Yeah.
Tulak's life has been threatened in regards to what he
Yeah.
has said. And for against the government. Footer is on a better leg because he is not in the island. So, the island, being on the island is also very intimidating.
It's dangerous. Just
And
say
it's
it.
Yes.
dangerous,
Yes.
very intimidating on what you say because Jamaica is such an easy access to murder someone, and not just murdering someone, but getting away with it so easily. It's a little bit different here in America. But yeah, it's that's something to be afraid, to be totally afraid to speak and to have a platform that you're afraid to speak on. So we're also here on the Powerhouse Radio in a better light than even most in Jamaica, because once again we're also here in the United States, so we can voice our opinions and put it on outlets such as social media, and being heard of the atrocities and what is going on in Jamaica.
I like that word atrocities because that's exactly what it is. Because Jamaica is being stripped of all the flesh down to its bones
It is.
by the leader.
Yep.
Well, I want to see what's going to come out of is this retrack, is this overturn of the money now that it's been
Mm.
announced? And I didn't get to watch the video of it, but I would really love to see if it's really something that he has totally, not just his not just his salary, but also the salary of the other MPs, if it has really, really, really been turned over and gone back. And as a lot of persons are saying, we're not saying that anyone should not get a raise, but such an exorbitant raise is just a slap in the people's face with all that is going on. And also when it is said that there is not enough money there. And I stand
It
firm with what I said too from
it
the beginning.
it's only his was turned back. The rest of them kept theirs.
Today,
But really and
before
truly,
what I'm saying, Queen, is today before I went to sleep, I saw that
Uh,
they were saying that all of the MPs money was being turned back. And that was a question that I had put on my paper to ask, can they sue the government now that if they really take that money away from them, can they in turn around and sue the government?
uh,
No,
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 they can't.
no, they
only
can't.
the government.
Over a raise in salary, no, that's a contingency. One of the issues about contingencies is that they're not guaranteed. They're based upon the economic prevailing conditions.
But the biggest raise Jamaica need, the biggest raise
Again,
Jamaica need is to raise poor people out of poverty. That is my biggest concern because too many people are suffering. It's been going on for too long. So they need to focus on the poor and needy people. People that's like we said earlier, Lady B, who are traveling, spending half of what they earn for the week on transportation and lunch. Maybe more than half. That's ridiculous. Grown men and women gotta go through that. What about the garbage man? What they making? I mean, the teacher is important, and truthfully, there's no government official that should make more money than the police, good or bad. It doesn't matter, it matters, but police officers have it, it's a dangerous job. Most of them is not bad. But I'm just saying that those who just sit around the desk should not be making more money than those who are in danger every day. So they got it backwards. The farmers, the fishermen, those people ain't making no money.
No.
I mean,
I,
they need to do better, man.
I want to throw something that came from Canada. This was kind of concerning to me. A lot of people don't understand it, and it's also something that we have not heard any discussion from Andrew because we don't understand what's going on with this whole cannabis law system. And how are people in Parliament allowed to be shareholders in companies that own dispensaries, even though they're part of the regulatory organization for licensing these dispensaries or making the laws for them? That's ridiculous. So Jamaica passed a law that said, and this I have spent the past 2 days talking to people in Canada about it and talking to people in Florida about it. I don't know how many of y'all know this, but the Parliament passed a law that said that Jamaican farmers cannot export their weed to Canada, but Canada can export its weed to Jamaica. Yes, Canada is shipping weed to Jamaica for the dispensaries. Why? Does anybody know about that part of it? Or does anybody know about why these MPs that are involved with this particular crazy anti-non-competition lawsuit against, well, actually, it's not even a lawsuit, it's a law. This law against Jamaican farmers who just are trying to get their feet on the ground and get financially established. Why is the government penalizing them, but allowing Canada to bring weed into Jamaica?
Jamaica don't need weed from Canada or no other country. That's the first thing. Jamaica don't need weed. And
It's no
world
Respecta.
make-
No, the Respecta. It's
Huh?
about, it's not that. It's about the export issue. The issue is, why is it that Canada can send weed in, but Jamaica can't send weed to Canada? That's
Because
the
it's
issue
laced.
right there.
It's
That's what I'm trying to
chemical.
just narrow it down to
Yeah,
that,
trust me.
because they preventing
That's what I
Jamaican
said.
export of weed, because they know once Jamaican weed hit every other country around the globe legally, it ain't gonna be no competition. Jamaican weed is
I
gonna
know
take
that, but I'm
over.
saying the weed from Canada and other countries coming to Jamaica, we gotta look into it as a situation where it's laced with some form of chemical, because they want to keep Jamaica corrupt and killing each other. You smoke those weed from Canada, you're gonna have a different mindset. Or any other country. Jamaica don't need no other country's weed because their weed are laced with all kinds of chemicals.
Okay,
And
I
that's
like
one thing
that
Jamaica
thought
needs to be
too.
honest about.
I like that thought too, that it changes the mind because it's not the same as where it came from. So if you're not there
Somebody
and
wants
you're getting something from somewhere else, it's gonna make you want to think about that other
somebody,
thing.
somebody wants to take over Jamaica. There's countries, a union of countries wants to take over Jamaica. And they're not far from doing that because they're poisoning these young black boys and girls in Jamaica, turning them into criminals and murderers. That's what the weed is for, the black and mild. What Jamaican need black and mild for? An electric weed, electric cigarette. All this crap that they're selling to Jamaica, black countries, Africa, throughout this world. It is truly a wickedness. And we don't have a strong government in Jamaica to fight against it. They say yes to money. Every offer, yes, because it's an exchange of money in their pocket.
Okay, but the point is, it's a law. This is a law against Jamaican farmers. Why would they make a law against Jamaican farmers being able to do export? Why would the Jamaican Parliament purposely prevent Jamaican farmers from making money on the biggest crop that would save Jamaica's whole economy? Why would they do that? I'm gonna say it. I gotta say it. I theorize, after weighing out their actions and looking at it based on history, we're back to the Don age again.
They all got a cut.
They acting like Dons.
But the Dons take care of the poor people, regardless. If anybody knows about the Dons take care of poor people.
They take care of their parliament members. Isn't that their people? Those are the people who
That's
vote for
your
what they
people.
tell them to
You're
vote
right. They
for.
take care of their people.
Okay, so right
It's a
now,
different kind of dance.
let me tell you that I talked to my cousin the other day after last week's show to ask her about what was going on in Buckfield, New Buckfield, Old Buckfield, and what's happening once you leave out of Ocho Rios and what happens when the ship comes into Ocho Rios. It's a crackdown on that day. I wanted to know what kind of a crackdown. She said, if you're not at work on that day, you really need to stay away from where the tourists are. So they don't want people coming out of Buckfield. They don't want people from Brownstown. They don't want anybody on the St. Anne side of the island having anything to do with the inbound visitors in Ocho Rios coming off from these ships. Somehow, they want to wind all that money into one part of the economy based upon who they want to have it or how they want to control it. So I start trying to figure out Fern Gully's part in this. Well, from my understanding, the only way you could do a tour of Fern Gully now, a legal tour, is if you go on one of the Judah bus tours or you go on one of the licensed tour companies. You can't just get a local guide and just get in the car and say, take me through Fern Gully. I want to see the big prehistoric ferns that are big as houses. Nope. They are not allowing that. So if you think that the government of Jamaica is not in charge of what the JDF and the JCF are doing when they are preventing Jamaicans from going onto their own beaches, because you have to buy a pass to get onto a beach. And if there's a tourist ship in, no local people are allowed on the beaches. I know people that work and live in St. Mary, and they told me, don't even think about going to the beach on any of those days when the ship's coming in, because if you do, the police are going to harass you. You're not going to have a good time, and it's going to cost you more because you're going to have to pay what they pay, because they have to pay on the ship in order to go on the beach. Whomever instituted this policy to privatize the beaches of Jamaica needs to be exposed and needs to actually be penalized by the very people they are preventing from using the beaches, which belong to everyone. Am I wrong?
No, I would never say that that is wrong. That is 100% right. The beaches should be for everyone, and it should be free of charge. That's Mother Nature. It should definitely be of charge. I understand that yeah, you need some money to keep it clean, some areas, because if you go to some beaches in Jamaica, it's some of the, some areas are just not clean because they have no one monitoring. And once again, it's because no money is there to have persons to clean up. So I can see on some beaches where there may be a small minimum fee, but where you stop citizens of the country to be able to go and enjoy these beaches is where I have the issue with. It's not even if you're saying you're going to charge, but it's the private beaches, such as when Ziggy Marley was, was stopped from being able to enjoy a certain beach in Jamaica. Then it went viral. It went viral all over that there of what is going on in Jamaica. But it's something that's going on in Jamaica for years right now. And then it comes once again back to the people. People in the country, people in those areas, those constituencies that are not standing up and fighting. Jamaica is under Jamaican citizens to me is under this. Yeah, wherever happen, it just happen. Yeah, them I do it. Yeah, we feel helpless. Yeah, there's no radicalism in them, you know, to fight for what is theirs in the country. So we here in the diaspora can continue to bat our gums and say all of what we want to say, but until Jamaica citizens there in Jamaica on the front of the line, until they are ready to get up and stand up and to fight for what is theirs, and to make these politicians, these government people know that it is not okay. Enough is enough. Then nothing is going to be changed.
And Lady,
Yeah.
this is why I say the people not getting the support of the government. And the people have a leader that leads on Sunday. And that leader needs to lead on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday too. You can't just lead on Sunday and take his collections and go home and go do whatever he wants to do or she wants to do. They have to realize that they're not fooling God. And it's only a matter of time before they realize how much opportunity they let slip through their fingers. They're not doing God's work.
It's been years that it's been like this. Jamaica people
Yes.
is they're ruled under fear, and they are the one, and they ruled under party. They are the ones that are putting these same individuals in. I watched
Yes.
on YouTube the other day where there was a man telling everyone where them can go, where them can do, where them fit do with their mother and all of these things, and saying to leave Andrew alone, leave him alone, him a do good. How much things he's doing, how much things he's so you have persons that are still there that are fighting for the same people whom is oppressing them. And I have no doubt in my mind right now, if an election is to be called, rather all of the crap that is going on, pay raise, all of that, Andrew will win. It's sad, but that's my opinion on it, that he once again will win. Because right now you have so many persons that
That's
are badgering the PNP, saying that they're not up to par, they're not ready. So if they're not ready, there's no UCI, then whom is going to lead the country?
well, you see, that's what the Green is expecting, and that's why our prime minister reshuffled the cabinet members the other day. He reshuffled them and shuffled them round, and he was on J Jamaica TV, JTV or something like that, Jamaica, live, because I watch the news. And that's what he was talking about, the reasons that he reshuffled the cabinet members.
But he
But
never
then,
talked about their qualifications for all these positions that he threw them into. These
okay,
people are
some
just
of them
look.
don't have the
One of one
qualification.
of them could be a car mechanic, and he could tell that person
Hmm.
they got to be a nurse or a heart surgeon. This man
Hmm.
is absolutely destructive to not just the politics of Jamaica, but he's destructive in so many ways socially. He does not at all give people in any way. People don't feel safe. Nobody feels
Hmm.
safe in Jamaica. This man got to ride around in a almost $1 million limousine full of bulletproof glass and lead lined doors. Is he like Joe Biden? Who's looking for him? White supremacists? And it's true that Jamaica got some of the baddest killers in the world. But if you're gonna be in partnership, I want to say this. I want to make people aware of something. I want to make an admission so that people will be able to say, I knew it. Yes, I have conversations with Mark Shields. Yes, Mark Shields. Mark Shields told me the other day that people are not satisfied because they are terrified. When somebody like Mark Shields tells you that people are not satisfied because they are terrified, he's not talking about people like me and you. He's talking about people in the parliament. He's talking about business owners. He's talking about people in Jamaica who can actually do something, but are too afraid to do it because they see that Andrew has re-evolved the politics into donship. I'm saying that as someone who everybody knows that I loved Edward Seaga personally, but I hated him as a politician. I didn't like any of his politics, but as a person, he was very kind to me. That's why I still call him Uncle Eddie. And he did rotten things to Jamaica, but he was a nice person. He would give you the banana off of his plate for your cereal in the morning. That's how nice he was. But he would also accept imports at double the price versus being able to make it right. An example of that is the banana issue. I'm going back to these bananas again, Lady D. Do you mind if I go back to the bananas one more time, please? This banana issue is one that is so problematic to me because it never ends. The world's number one fruit is bananas. Bananas are the Cavendish banana. These bananas, like the Gros Michel, are not as popular outside of the Caribbean because they're too delicate. They don't last when they're being shipped. That's why they're trying to kill them and make everybody grow the Cavendish banana because it's not a real banana. It's an engineered banana. What will this do to Jamaica's banana trade? It will collapse the banana trade because that's what's been happening. When the Gros Michels started having problems a few years ago, they got some from Haiti. Haitis are not treated at all with any of this poison and pesticide that they keep shipping in saying use this on the bananas. Okay, the reason they do that is because the bananas get spiders. Well, why do spiders live in bananas? Well, if you from Africa, you know the answer to that. If you're not, you don't want to ask somebody, you just assume, well, we'll kill the spiders without even thinking about the fact that the fruit itself is going to absorb the poison, and the person who eats it is then going to get that poison, as well as all the people who handle it and who work there with the bananas. That means the people who wrap them, the people who carry them, the people who cut them, the people who box them. Every single one of those people has families, and that poison goes to them. Not once have we heard any discussion about money for Roundup poisonings. Jamaica has so many people sick in Portland. Let me just say that one of my friends lives in a place called Hightown in Portland, and he's lost about 5 or 6 people in his family over the past 10 years to cancer. There's no reason for these people who are country people and don't eat much of anything other than what they grow in their yard to be getting poison that would make them get this cancer. Cancer is becoming rampant in Jamaica, and it wasn't always this way. It got this way because of industrialization. But what has industrialization contributed to Jamaica as a society? It's just like the Don ship. You give your tribute to the Don. The Don decides who he's going to give some and share it with. He shares it with those who support him. Everybody else, nothing. That is the problem. Jamaica has fallen back into a Don ship, and I want to go ahead and say it is blessed by the church. That's the biggest problem right there. You cannot put one evil in a room with the other one and expect that one of them will walk out. I'm going to tell the truth. They're going to cohabitate and have some kind of relationship while they're in there. And whatever walks out is going to be a hybrid that none of us will ever be able to defeat. And right now, that is probably the biggest problem in Jamaica, is that we have millionaire preachers who are controlling millionaire prime ministers. You know, when people tell you how much money they lost, they telling you how much money they got. When they tell you how much they lost, that's not all their money. That's just the money you saw right there. People don't ever put all their money together. That's why Usain Bolt told everybody when that money disappeared from SBNC that money was part of his retirement fund. So until we understand what happened to the prime minister's money, which was also in the very same institution, we have no idea of what will ever happen with this case, especially since they putting it all on one little woman who had a stroke that they know didn't do it. I'm sick of the Donship in government, and I'm sick of it everywhere because we got it in America too. So, until our prime minister starts to become responsible to his constituents, we are basically supporting a monster who is basically locking us in a closet every night for our own safety.
The question is, who is holding him accountable? Absolutely no one. So that is why
The Chinese are holding him up. They're the ones who got his back. And on top of that, this is the other thing. I shouldn't question.
For change.
I shouldn't question this. The Chinese were invited to Jamaica by the administration because they wanted to bring an upgrade in industrial standards and technology. That is what the Chinese said. I read it off of their site. I read it off of the website of the government of Jamaica. And at this point, I'm still trying to figure out within my own head, what does that mean?
Okay. So what are the people of Jamaica supposed to do? What are some of the suggestions to listeners whom keeps hearing that, oh, we need a change, we need a change, we need a change, we need this, we need that, and nothing is being done? What can they do in their own communities to try to bring around change?
Organize.
Because every day
organize and form parties.
And that is what they're not doing.
Can I answer that?
Go ahead, the Respecta.
I think the people in all the areas, all 14 parishes, they have groups of people who can say, okay, pastor, whoever the pastor is, this is what as a congregation, a body want you to do. Enough. Each one doing that, and before you know it, the whole island is doing it. More than enough people voicing their opinion, having a leader leading them outside of the church. That could bring a big major change. But is that going to happen? No, because people are too, and I'm going to say this, black folks mainly, they are too caught up on Jesus Christ and the fear of God, even though the Bible tells you not to be fearful of anything.
There's no devil.
Yes.
There's no devil. Man invented that. He also invented hell.
Right. So there's a lot of things that's going on with black folks. We've been poisoned from day one and believing in something. Those who are doing the crime and corruption in life, they're living rich, healthy, long lives. And poor people are just suffering stress and depression and mental illness and all those things because of fear. If you do this, God is going to punish you. If you don't do this, God is going to punish you. And we pass it on to our children and grandchildren and generation after generation. Remember, it is designed, the book, and that's how government is living the book. And the church is also, preachers are living the book, because the body of the church cannot remove the preacher. In some cases, some do that, but it's designed where the body is not supposed to remove the preacher. The body is not supposed to remove the senator, the president, the prime minister. Look at the movie, read the story, Moses and Pharaoh. What was Moses supposed to do? Remove Pharaoh and leave the people. But he used his power that God gave him to sneak the people out of town at night and let Pharaoh remain. That's why government is the way government is. They live in the book. They're going by the rules of the Bible. And it's not going to change unless God himself come and change it. Dictatorship in
Respecter,
every country.
the Respecter.
In every country except for Switzerland, as far as I know. Dictatorship. The governments are easily used, tricked to treat their people less than human, especially the black countries.
The Respecter, can I
Many
ask you a
African
question?
countries are trying to change it and say no to China and Canada and France. And when the president of Africa stands up, they get poisoned. They get murdered.
Go ahead, Mama Acid. Mama Acid had a question.
I want to ask the Respecter. You remember Pinnacle? You know the story of Pinnacle. You know the story of Howl. You know the story of people separating and the police coming and running people, and people got sent to insane asylums. And these things happened then, but these are some of the same things still happening today, because police would just kill you in the streets today. So my question is this: we see all this violence that's happening. We see that most of it is not organized. We see that it is reactionary, and a lot of it is motivated by the need for cash. So if we see the prime minister giving himself a 200% increase in salary, and then giving giving the parliament 100% increase in salary, but only giving the people less than 40% increase for inflation a couple weeks ago. Please tell me why they are not going to understand how he sees them if they see this.
Queen,
Hey,
Queen, the answer to that question is for you, Queen.
Yeah, it was for you, the Respecter, because I'm thinking about also about Sam Sharp, and I'm thinking about how when Marcus Garvey tried twice to set up his movement in Jamaica, people in Jamaica wouldn't follow him, and he ended up in America where he got all his support.
I wish that government. I wish that you could get opportunity to ask the officials, those in charge of people, that question. Mama asked you because it's powerful. It's more powerful than me because we both know that a regular person cannot make any kind of suggestion to no government officials, and they receive it. First of all, they don't see you. You're right in their face, but they don't see you. Screaming, yeah, they don't hear you. So that is very powerful. I don't really have the true answer for that. It's a powerful question. Queen won't touch it, you know it's more powerful than the Respecta. Lady B won't touch it, more powerful than me.
I mean, this is
I
what
just
keeps
listen
me
for
up at night. This keeps me up at night.
Okay, repeat. I'm sorry, I had to step away. Repeat the question, Acid, and I'm sorry, and then I can answer it. I heard Respect asking us to answer a question.
My question is, if these kids and these people, all right, start talking to me initially about why people have no incentive to organize within communities and with themselves, because they don't see that they are included in the view of the government. So they have to exist however they can, especially considering the black market is shut down. People have been locked down because of COVID and other things, special emergency. And, then you got the issue of people just not being able to have money. People just need money for things and they just can't get it. Then you see the prime minister give himself a 200% increase. And then he gives his parliament 100% increase.
Acid.
These are people who are already rich. They don't need it. But you, as a regular worker, barely get 40% increase. How do you not how do you not see how they care for you, how they don't care for you?
Because
That man is lawless.
you have persons that
That
don't.
man is lawless. I mean,
You,
it's grab what you can now, because I don't know what's gonna happen next year or the year after that or the year after that. That's the way he's looking at it. And I mean,
it's
even though he took back the money, it's not etched in stone because it's retroactive. So I mean, he knows what he's doing.
in answer to your question,
And
as
he have them little puppet behind him, running behind him and following him, so-called parliament. They're all puppets running behind him, getting a little pittance and a little pittance there. And when they get that little pittance, they don't talk. They ush them out. And it's not just the JLP, the PMP too. All of them in cahoots.
in
They're
answer
all the Queen's men. You remember?
in,
Remember, they're all the Queen's men. Remember?
in answer to your question, Acid, in answer to your question, nothing is going to change until the people stand up and until the people is out of fear. The people are in fear of not just the government, but as it's being said, people are in fear of the donship, because, like you said, some people are some areas are run by the don, and some dons are run by the government. So that fear is going to always be there. So the people have to get the fear out of themselves and stand up and know that there may be casualties of war, and consider what is going on in their constituency in their country as war at this point. And I see that there's a lot of threats going on, as Queen said earlier, of whom is threatening the prime minister and who is not. And you know, I don't think the threats are going to work. It's all about action. And action is, in this case, the protest that needs to be done. But persons are afraid to go out and protest because they don't know who is going to drive by and shoot up the crowd. So I don't know what the course is for
Do you
Jamaica.
think they'll vote? Do you think that if it was a no contest vote held in the next 3 months against Andrew versus somebody else, do you think that people would vote if they had a good, viable candidate?
Well, that's what they've been saying.
Have a good,
That
let,
if
let
anyone other than Golden, you know, then they would vote for the PMP.
the people listen.
PMP.
Listen.
Hmm.
There are Jamaica people, the majority, let's not say everyone, but the majority of Jamaica people are so set on parties that I don't even feel that if someone else came in that it would matter, because there's PNP is going to be PNP. JLP is going to be JLP. And why the third parties has never been able to exist or to get past the start line is because Jamaican people don't give them a chance, because they're die-hearted to two political parties in Jamaica that has been there from the 70s. So they are not. I, I just don't know what is going
But
to make the change in Jamaica.
me don't know Jamaican them follow fashion, and maybe if somebody come with something where them see. Remember that them sell out the black people and find out things were glitter. Well, same thing with the Jamaican people, and them love fancy thing and nice thing and pretty thing. And if you can come to them
Queen,
with yes the doctrine and what to do and what have you, and give them liquor here and there, then maybe you never know. They might. You never know because it then licky then where they know. You know. So if you can give them something, they'll come out for you. And that them Sandra did do the last election. Then saying buy out a certain amount of
He
people.
he bought it, it's alleged that he bought
It's
out
alleged.
people.
Alleged.
It's alleged that he bought out people whom are JLP. It's not like he bought out PNP people and PNP people turned over to being JLP. He paid people to make sure they come out in the droves, and the PNP people did not come out into the droves. How many persons did they say really voted for him? That it's
So, so.
necessarily considered to be a legitimate win, but because of whom came out, it is what it is, you know.
And those
So
Mm.
people, those people are business owners mainly,
a lot of those
money man
business
and woman.
and most of the business owners is Chinese that are doing the
Yeah,
business. The rest is on the streets. If you go to Jamaica, it's the Chinese people I mean at the building and the Jamaican people up on the road. I
and
mean
let it
on the
in.
side of the road.
Another thing with Jamaica, like Queen was saying, Jamaicans licky licky. It's I'm not gonna say the Jamaicans mainly. I'm saying the politicians, the government, because it's no different in America. The light skinned Jamaican came to sail through life. If any black man or woman go up against oldness right now, there's no chance, really and truly, because they look at you for looks and complexion. The Chinese, the Canadians, the Britain, they're not gonna choose somebody who dark like me. They're not gonna let a woman. It's gonna be a struggle for a woman to get prime ministership again because they want to keep things light skin, no matter what country it is. Light is power, and who black is. We all know the story.
Well, a time for them stand up, and them better stand up.
Nothing.
For this is just the beginning. From what I'm saying, this is just the beginning. So them better start come out of them bed and come out of them house and go out and go march
Can I,
and
can I tell you all I remember?
stand up for them right, like my boy said.
Go ahead,
Get up, stand up for your right. Yeah, that means them need to listen to them music
I
there. What?
go ahead, the
said
respect.
something earlier, and it was about a dream I had. It is going to be. It's not going to be a civil war, but I had a dream not long ago where all the running in the streets and burning down stores and shooting and killing, it was civilians running through this world looking for law enforcement and government and just burning everything in sight. And it's like every time somebody looked my way, I ducked down and I was able to escape every boom, boom, everything, and just hiding, and nobody could see me. But it was a disturbing dream. It wasn't targeted one main country. It was like the whole world was like that, where civilians spread up and they just going after everybody who's called government. I hope that don't come true.
Hmm.
Well, we have 4 minutes left to go right here on the Powerhouse Radio. Reasoning Thursdays, each and every Thursdays from 8 p.m. up until the 10 o'clock hours. So make sure that you spread the word and tell a friend and a friend and a family member that we are here. You know, spread the word. And if you have the link, share the links. And invite, and go over to our YouTube channel and like, subscribe, and get notified. Alrighty. So we thank you for joining us. For each and every one that took the time out to join us, we want to thank you, Victorious 89.1 FM. We're going to say big shouts to you for carrying us as well. But you know, my final comment to the topic in regards to Jamaica is the people. It takes the people to make this to demand that their needs and wants are met. And our people need to just be ready to do that. And until they are ready to do that, to make that change of private beaches, of whom is in office, of businesses and being sitting on the sidewalk and the tax breaks and the everything, and start protesting and making their voice be heard and getting fear out of their system, nothing is going to change. Um, uh, Anyone else want to give their last synopsis on this issue?
Jamaica's paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, that's just the bottom line. It's fair, and nothing is going to change as long as fear is in the midst.
Well, let's see what happened because with this group here, she's young, but she's a lawyer, and I mean top in different areas of law. And she is, like I said, the director of the program. So let's see what happens. She said they just started, so give them time. That's what she said, and then you can start rating, what they're doing. But they said they're going from parish to parish. They're gonna take it to the people, and hopefully they can do something and boost up morale for people to really go out and stand up and do what is right for the country. Because, and like I said, these are young lawyers. These are lawyers and brilliant lawyers, not no little plant lawyers. These, when you hear them talk, they're articulate. I mean, so hopefully, she said it's a group of them. It's really six of them in the main branch, but there's 100 of them, different places. So let's see what happens. And I pray and hope that, this helps a little with the pressure that is going on out there. You know, God bless Jamaica.
It could
I would
be.
love to see the police and the firefighters and the teachers come together as a unit and recognize that the people deserve better, and what government is giving the people is not right, and remembering that they are part of the people too, because it's wrong all over. It's just wrong. There's nothing right about it. And police officers are trained to treat the people like animals. They put everybody in the same category as a suspect because of how they look and how they behave, how they talk. You're not supposed to talk back. You can ask a question. If you're answering a question, people, they just treat you like less than animals. And this has to stop. And as long as Poland is prime minister, nothing is going to change. Absolutely nothing going to change. The more you speak up, the more risk it is for you. You know.
Mama Acid.
Well, I think that Jamaica has unfortunately got Stockholm syndrome. People in Jamaica are so terrified they don't know which way to go. If Jamaica had unions where people could join and different groups could be formed that could then, other than churches, put social pressure on the government without fear of reprisal, Jamaica would be an entirely different place. Because the thing that bothers me most about what's happening is that Jamaica is run by the rules of the British Commonwealth. And in Britain, there are rules and remedies for all of these types of things. But for some reason, they don't seem to apply in Jamaica because there's money being spent on things like should there be capital punishment reinstituted when Britain has already said in their parliament that there will be no capital punishment. They will no longer kill people or allow it to be even a consideration. They won't even extradite a prisoner to a country that has capital punishment. Hence, they won't send anybody to America. Like the woman who had the international arrest warrant, who was the head of the Way Electronics. America gave a warrant through Interpol, and Canada said, we'll send her to China. We're not going to send her to you. You might kill her. So what to I need to get people to understand is that freedom is interlaced in the minds of Jamaica. We just have to find out which door it actually sits behind and get the key so we can unlock it.
Well, I hope the people find that key. Find that key real. Okay. So we just want to thank once again each and every one for joining us right here on the Powerhouse Radio each and every Thursdays. As today was kind of a little more serious, because we're trying to figure out um what exactly it's going to take to make a change in Jamaica, because there's so much talk on it, but yet there's minimum there's minimum solutions that are that can be taken. So we just continue to keep our beautiful island in our prayers, and we just hope for the best, and we hope for the people of Jamaica to wake up and smell the coffee, as they say. So we just want to say big shouts to you all. We love you all. And you want to say see you later to our listeners, the Respecter?
Yes, I do. I hope they enjoy the show, and I hope they get the courage to do what's right for them and their family, and not to get too caught up in government because it's a waste of time, it seems.
Right. Queen?
Well, I don't think it's a waste of time because we have to be involved in the decision making of our country. That's our birth right there, And I pray that they all will see the light and see what they need to do in order to make things better and come together. As black folks, it's time for us to start coming together. Look at the other um, ethnic group around us and see what they're doing and just come together and work with each other. And I pray that things will turn around for the people of Jamaica and for the country as a whole. You guys have a blessed weekend and be safe for the Memorial Weekend. Remember, it's Memorial Weekend coming up, so you guys be safe. I love each and every one of you
All right.
from my heart.
Mama Acid?
One love.
Yes, 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 Queen. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you too, Lady D. I love you, the Respecter. And I want to remind everybody that right now we're in a Mercury retrograde. Many of us don't believe in the star transits, but some of us do because we believe in cosmic math, and we believe in repetitive patterns, and we believe in history. And if we believe in history, one of the things we will believe in is Mother Nanny. And I am listening and praying that Mother Nanny will show up in Jamaica and save not just the people of Jamaica, but re inspire another generation of Maroons to fix the problem, not just there, but here in America and everywhere around the globe because we surely need her. Take care, everybody, and don't forget, come back next week because we're going to, all I can say is we're going to still continue on corruption and the Chinese. Yes, the Chinese!
Press the like button.
To the next one. Thanks once again for joining us. You all have a blessed and safe Labor Day weekend. Be sure to join the Lady D show. We're gonna do like a quick maybe hour. We're gonna see if we could do some live snaps from the parade, from the Memorial Day parade downtown Atlanta. So all of you carnivalers, get ready, man. I saw some of these costumes. People are go butt naked. I can't believe it. But
Aren't
it's
they going to get arrested? Isn't the police going to be a little bit more curious this year and want to be
some of
giving out
these
tickets?
costumes. When you look at some of these costumes, you said, "Mercy, Jesus!" But it's always fun. It's always wonderful. For anyone that's celebrating a birthday, I want to say happy birthday. Anyone that's celebrating a loved one being graduating from school or got a promotion or whatever it may be, want to say congratulations to you. Congratulations, Kenny. Congratulations, my grandbabies. My two grandbabies graduated, Rome and Pop Little James. Want to say congratulations to anyone else who had a
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Congratulations to you as well, and anyone who has lost someone. You know, we here are going through our grief with our cousin Jackie Lexus, deceased in peace. You know, Donettes of all Donettes want to say, you know, to our little cousins, you know, we are definitely here. Love you all. And
Yes.
we just pray that, you know, you all be well. I know they're doing a memorial for her this evening. So we're
Mhm.
sending our love and our energies out. Blessings to all of the hosts on Reasoning Thursdays. Love you, Mama Acid. Love you, Queen. Love you, the Respecta. As we
Love you back.
continue to tackle,
Mhm.
and like the Respecta says, I love you, Queen. I love you, Mama Acid. I love you, the Respecter. So the Respecta has
Yes, yes.
say I love you. So definitely do. And I love you, the listeners, for continuing to support us and listening to us each and every week because without you, there's none of us. So blessings to you all. It won't be the Reasoning Thursdays, but blessings to you all. Love you all. And I thought it's just appropriate to leave out with this song right here.
This is the land of my birth. I said, this
Yes.
is the land of my birth. I said, this is Jamaica, my Jamaica, the land of my birth. I will never leave her shores. I will never run away. I will always believe in the black, the green, the gold, I say. Our nation great above the trials. We must face the test of time. Cause our people, they are strong and we are going to get along. Though some people say we are poor, but the progress you make, my friend, is not always a rich you are. I said this is the land of my birth. I said this is the land of my birth. I said this is Jamaica, my Jamaica, the land of my birth. Let us stop for a minute.
You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Is loyal, must stand up and keep strong. My Jamaica is a beautiful island. She is the pearl of the Caribbean Sea. And our people, they are free, no oppression yet to see. The prettiest woman there be. On the hills and the plains and the rivers and the valleys.